Hello, biology students. Today we're going to be talking about the skill of doing transcription by hand. Remember that transcription is the step number 1 of protein synthesis. We also know that transcription is the process of having a DNA and going and making an mRNA copy of the DNA. That is the process of transcription. So if we start by reading the directions, we can see that it says the word transcribe, which is a verb or action way to say, let's do the process of transcription. And we're going to take DNA and we're going to turn it into mRNA, also known as messenger RNA. And that's the first step we're going to do, this first line here. Now, it does say more information that hiding here, it's a little hard to read. It says 3 nucleotides. Remember, nucleotides are the monomers. Or we're going to call codon. And to help us out a little bit, we are going to break everything up into sets of 3 here at the beginning. So that way, when we write our transcription later, it'll be easier. So we're going to do what I say is called chunking the codons into sets of 3. So eventually we're going to read in these sets of 3. So every 3 nucleotides, we're going to separate out using these lines. So that's going to be one of our first steps. We're going to do that even for these later examples. It'll help. I would recommend using pencil. That way, if you accidentally don't do this in sets of 3, because I almost made a mistake myself, you can come back and fix it. Ugh, it's hard to read. All right, sets of 3. Notice that it's totally okay that my lines are ugly. That's not the point, having beautiful lines here. Getting them actually in sets of 3, that's more important. So as, 1, 2, 3, this A goes on this side, so forth. All right, sets of 3. So now I have done what is called chunking codons, as Ms. Clausen calls it, which is putting them all in sets of 3 nucleotides. That's going to make our life easier as we're writing. It's going to help us not lose track when we write our mRNA down. So next we're going to actually figure out the mRNA as we do transcription, remember, which is going from a DNA to an mRNA. We're still going to use base pairing rules, but because it's RNA, it's going to be slightly different. So we have mRNA, and we have DNA here. Again, that process is going DNA to RNA. That process is called transcription. It's the first process of protein synthesis that we'll be doing by hand here. Now, just like in DNA, T always goes with A. Now, notice we don't have a ton of space. We're not going to write really big. Some of you guys write super, super big all the time. That's going to not work this time. Write tiny and maybe write in pencil. Now, here's the tough part. Normally, A would go with T. But what we've been learning in class is RNA does not have T. No T in RNA. It does have what letter? U. So we are going to use the letter U. So anywhere we normally would have written a T, now we're going to write a U. So A goes with U. A goes with U. Later, this being in a set of 3 is going to be super helpful. So really doing that, making those lines is going to help us later. Let's keep transcribing, transcription. C goes with G, just like before. Notice that my G, I'm making it clear it's a G and not a C. You'll have to find a way that you do that, because if you write really fast later, you'll get them backwards, and that'll be a mutation. T goes with A, T goes with A. A goes with U, A goes with U, A goes with U. Now, just in case you accidentally wrote a T, check yourself. Remember, RNA doesn't have the nucleotide T. It does have the